really what she does, to be honest. Kind of seems to do everything. So NYU, kind of a strong pick with that. Really have to see till we get in game. I think Xinjiao against J4 should be a fairly even matchup. Maybe Xin has like a little more dueling potential, but J4 is definitely faster on the clear or faster if it ganks. I'm going to see Kansai picked up by NYU. Definitely. I mean, I think Kasante personally is kind of bullshit, but uh, could be an interesting pick. Depends on the player. Definitely high skill champion. Very safe. 200 years as always. Just will have to pick something equally 200 years to play into this. I'm liking Mbessa, but I'm not sure if the top laner plays it. So could we just go with something safe like Gragas? Seems like they're dropping top instead, going with the Orianna. Very strong combo with J4 Ori, diving into the back line. I'm not sure if Mel can counter that though. Seems like she could with her Reflect. I believe that's on her W. Um, but I think that does work on the Xinjiao. Tufts might need a little bit more sustained DPS into this Cassante. So AP Varus could work. I mean, I think that does burst tanks pretty fast, but they might need on hit. I don't think Oriana will be doing enough damage to kill Cassante. I was looking for that Silas ban on their red side ban. Fairly strong ban, I think. I mean, Varus ult's very powerful. J4 ult's pretty good. Oriana ult on Silas is actually surprisingly good when you dive into the backline. That makes sense. Leona ban. I think that's. I mean, it's a good ban for NYU as well. I think that fits Tufts comp. I think Tufts is really looking for like some type of dive pick comp. J4, Ori, Varus all just want to lock down one pick and then continue the fight from there, and it's 5v4. Karma ban also makes a lot of sense from Tufts. I think like that because very good disengage, kind of anti-engage with her Mantra E as well. Just good shield on the entire team. I think a good ban for NYU here would something like Blitzcrank perhaps, or some type of engage. Yeah, like the Maokai. Again, a signature pick from Tufts support, so makes a lot of sense to get that out of the way, more engage. I think Tufts will be picking top here and leaving last pick for support counter pick. Top here, I don't know, kind of anything works into Cassante. It's a bit rough. Could be looking towards something like a Gragas or Cho'Gath. Yeah, Cho'Gath makes a lot of sense. Actually, I think Cho'Gath could be a very good counter pick into Cassante. Thinking that when he goes all out, Cho'Gath does have the ult to maybe finish him off really fast, though Cassante does have true damage with his all-out W, so perhaps Cassante could do a lot of damage to Cho'Gath in fights. We'll have to see it until when we get in the game. For NYU's side, I think they're looking towards some type of front to back with Cassante, Xinjiao, Mel. Maybe I'm wrong actually. I guess they go for the Ari right here. Maybe I think Mel might be a flex. I was assuming it was mid, but I guess it could be Elsa pick support and possibly ADC. I think ADC wouldn't be great here. I think they need some more AD damage. So I think Mel is going to support here. As for ADCs, I mean, once they have Ari here, they do have some bit of pick potential with Ari. And so I guess they can go for almost any ADC, but also they do a front to back with Cassante. So, I mean, Jinx could be fine here. Soraka. I'm not really liking this for NYU, to be honest. So this is a Mel ADC, which does give them a lot of AP damage. I mean, Cassante does a bit of damage. She's mostly AD heavy, but also does a little bit of magic and true damage. But they are very AP heavy, with Ari, Mel being their main damage sources. Tuska for the Poppy on 5. I think this is an okay pick. It definitely does lock down Cassante pretty hard. Makes it decently hard for Ari to play the game if you get on her. But against Mel and Soraka, I think Poppy's kind of not that fun in lane. So probably looking for a lot of roaming out of this Poppy. And so far from this draft, I think I like Tufts comp a lot. I think J4 is Poppy a good synergy. J4 Oriana. I'm liking the synergy overall. So I think good draft by Tufts. And we'll see when we get back in the game. Okay, and we are into game for Tufts A versus NYU. Um, Looking towards both sides. Both sides are going for the 5-point start, very safe, obviously. Um, yeah, we see J4 getting a quick ward down, looking to get 3 sets, which switch over to sweepers, pretty classic jungle stuff. So, talking about how lanes are gonna go right now, I think this bot lane's gonna be very volatile. I don't really know how Mel ADC versus and Soraka really work. I think that's kind of weak early. I mean, a lot of mage ADCs are pretty weak early and they kind of scale. So we'll have to see there. I mean, Soraka not a very strong support early either, but very heavy scaling champ. I think Soraka could actually be kind of a menace late game here, but we'll have to see. Looks like Tufts trying to get some priority in this early lane. I mean, Varus fairly strong early ADC. Poppy, if she manages to hit her E into a wall, also very strong early. Seems like she's looking for a bit of a E right here, but nothing happened bad of it. Just a bit of trading. Tufts is managing to push, which is good. I think they should be looking for some type of all-in on level 2, but I think they're a little bit too far back to get level 2 off this next 3 melees. I think. I mean, if my level up timers are good for bot lane, I don't really play that much. So Varus and Poppy stepping up a little bit here. They hit level 2, but I think the Mel and Soraka are a little too far back. Nothing. No all-in really out of here. And yeah, I think Mel's Rocket is very safe, honestly. I mean, Mel's got a crazy long range. I mean, she's got her W for like any Poppy engage. So honestly, in this bot lane, could be a bit of a counter. I'm not sure. I was thinking, like team comp wise, that Mel and Soraka wouldn't be super great, as both kind of, I mean, AP heavy. They only have like Xin Zhao as their main 80 damage source. But I mean, Poppy Tufts is kind of burst damage oriented, doesn't have much sustain, and we see Poppy going for the all in right here. A bit of a trade back for the Mel. He managed to get the reflect on the Varus era as well. That's pretty rough. I completely forgot that interaction. But actually now I was kind of seeing the Mel angle for this game. Tufts kind of chunked down to about half health on their DC and 3/4 on the support. Mel and Soraka both very healthy. And this is looking pretty rough in the bot lane. Tufts has lost push here. And I think they'll have to receive the wave here. Both of them fairly low. I mean, Mel Reflect does have a very long cooldown, but I believe 20 seconds out rank 1. But Tufts doesn't really seem like they can trade. They do have a J4 pathing in a bot. We see the Xin also pathing bot. Both of them have cleared all their camps, and it seems like J4 is looking over towards some type of cross into top lane. I think a smart play here, as his bot lane doesn't have prio, and I think he knows that Xin is pathing there, so he can't really contest on the crab. So a smart move by the Tufts jungler to cross in top side, at least secure the scuttle. Maybe look for something top side, but probably not, honestly. Xante very healthy. Nothing really looked there. I think he's gonna take the scuttle and look for it back. And he does. Bot lane also still very rough. Wow. The Varus chunked just a sliver of HP right here. I think he can't really back. Also, you look at the CS in bot lane here. 32 from the Mel, 18 for Varus. Already down 10 CS, and NYU could be looking for a dive here. I don't think there's that much they can do about it. Looking at the dive on Poppy, manages to get the W up in time, but isn't enough. Poppy takes a tower, takes 1 tower shot, and that's first blood to NYU. Very clean dive by them. And that's just rough by Tufts. I think Varus is just getting poked down too much. Poppy can't do much there. Maybe had to give up the wave, but honestly, it's just a bad situation all around. Yeah, Mel with a lot of poke early. It seems like possibly Tufts not super familiar. I think Mel is kind of her projectiles don't do that much damage as long as you have the side steps, but I mean, she is a annoying champ to deal with. A lot of long range. It seems like very difficult for Varus to deal with her, as he can't really land Qs very easily. Tufts back into the bot lane, down a lot of CS now, down a decent bit of XP as well after the dive, and Varus had to give up the wave. In the top side, pretty even right here. Not too much trading, both of them still very healthy. I think they're just receiving wave. In the mid lane, we've seen all in. Yeah, that's level 6 from Ari. Again, very good spike, and just makes the clean solo kill. Nice job by that NYU mid laner, but a bit of disrespect from the Tufts mid laner as well. Staying when he knows that Ari's gonna hit 6. I mean, that's a very, very, very big spike for Ari. Will just be forced to walk back mid. It's not the TP. Poppy will hold the wave. I think Poppy is looking to try to contest these grubs. They're down a little bit. Just hoping that Ciaconna, not a very strong roaming support, can get the numbers advantage here. But it seems like anyway is faster on the map there. They can just hot play onto Cho'Gath, will force a flash out, and with the 2 autos from the Xin Zhao taking them down, J4 could be trunked here. I mean, we see Poppy roaming up, but Poppy's just a little too slow on the map. Ori moving as well, but I don't think there's any play here. Xin Zhao and Latte making their way out, and yeah, just NYU is a little bit faster than the map, manages to secure the play, and no real cross map for Tufts. They're going to try to secure the grubs here, should be able to pick them up. It's a little bit of compensation, but with all the bot push, NYU should be able to pick the Drake, and so kind of even trading up in the end. Again, a lot more poke coming on the bot side. Seems to be a very annoying matchup for Varus. Kind of outranged and unable to poke with Q. I didn't really realize that, but yeah, looking at the matchup now, it does seem pretty miserable. Poppy making her way back down here. I think Stock should be back, so we're getting back into normal laning. But Tufts with a big gold disadvantage in bot lane. With a Mel coming out soon, a good volley of Qs could be the death and Varus, but we see Poppy with a bit of an all-in onto Poppy here. Invest in the Knight, but Poppy must make her way out, no heal burn, and so nothing really comes out of it either. Cho'Gath with a push on top side, could be looking for a bit of an invade with J4 here, J4 picking up the blue buff from Xin Zhao, so get a little bit, I mean, J4 is a little bit ahead in camps, and we do see a pause coming out for Tufts here. Seems like they're having some problems with ADC computer. Maybe that's a bit of a reason why he's down a little bit of CS, but who knows. But hopefully he'll be back in a second. Game looking a little bit rough for Tufts. They do have a little bit of a lead in jungle, at least in camps, and he's got a decent invade here. But it seems like NYU will be taking the Drake pretty soon, and the rest of the lanes are going even in top or pretty bad in bottom, and kind of behind a mid as well. So pretty rough game for Tufts overall. Don't 2K gold. Okay, and we are back in the game. Varus making a bit back bot. Oh. So, stream issues. Hopefully we'll be back soon. I think it's some issues that happen with pausing the game. Sorry about that. I mean, Xin Zhao will be picking up the Drake here. Varus a little too slow back bot. We'll be missing some CS here. He's already down pretty much a full level. He's hitting 6 fairly soon. But yeah, just pretty rough in bot lane, and we're back in the game. Okay, Xin picking up the Drake. Ori just receiving the wave in mid. They already got mid push. They've got bot push as well. Not much Tough can do to contest. At least he gets J4 gets invaded into top side, so he's not down in camps. And I'm wondering if Xin Zhao can look for a bit of invade into the bot side here. He just already has his back. Seems like he's looking forward to clearing out the ward. I mean, he has push in bot certainly, and he did have a push in mid. It seems like he's looking for a bit of a bot play instead of the invade. But he's spot on a ward. He's going to be running back to his jungle. It feels pretty bad for Xin Zhao, to be honest. J4 gets his top camps and isn't punished at all for it. So at least Tufts does get a little bit of advantage for jungle out of this long sequence. On the rest of the map, bot lane is still looking very rough. The wave isn't frozen, but it's in a pretty bad place. Forced to walk up for minions. I think they could get J4 over here, but to be honest, it looks like a very bad gank. The wave's just a little too far pushed up. They can't. J4 can't really gank that. So, and they also know that Shin's in the area. Shin looking for a play on the bot side, maybe like a counter gank could work. We see J4 looking for this gank through the lane. I think this is an interesting idea. They do know Shin's in the area, but perhaps, I mean, Varus with ult now, they do have a bit of a, he goes for the flag and drag onto Mel. The Poppy going in as well, gets the stun to the wall, Varus on the back line, Mel with the repel, and we see Xinjiao diving into the back line. Varus does not go down. Xinjiao left in the 1v3, hits the W onto Varus, but stunned to the wall, will be going down here. Ciaconna might make her way out, but that's a 2 for 0 for Tufts. A nice gank by their jungler right there, going through lane. We see the Ahri TPing in to try to salvage the play, or at least get the wave, but I think she's just too slow. Gets a flash charm, and wow, actually will manage to take up the kill onto Poppy at the back end. Misses a couple minions, but did already push out mid wave, so Ahri doesn't really drop anything here. Nice little trade back by NYU, but I think it's a good play by Tufts in the end. They get their ADC finally back into the game a little bit. 2 kills on him now. I think they're looking to open mid into grubs here. They already picked up the first 3 grubs. If they could get 6, that'd be kind of nice. I mean, they don't have super good split pushing. Ori, Cho'Gath's not super good on the split, but at least they've got something there. In the top lane, still very even. Cho'Gath to K'Sante, 2 very tanky boys. Not much happening up there, to be honest. Seems like Poppy is spotted on this ward. Probably no play happening top side. We see Shin here. Tufts could be going a little bit deep here. We do see all the NYU members coming up. Does not manage to get the stun on the wall. Poppy rooted up here by Mel and cleaned up by Xinjiao here. This is a very bad fight for Tufts. I think J4 will try to make his way out, but he's already killed, executed by the Mel passive. And just a bit ambitious by Tufts. They opened top side correctly, but their Varus is a bit disconnected. Ori still bot side, so not unable to help, and NYU just a little too fast to the play. Mel TP's back bot, catch the wave, and it could be a little bit rough for Cho'Gath up here. Almost gets W out, but he may just get the Q down beforehand. If you get W out there and all out, it could have been a bit of a play there, like K'Sante. K'Sante almost in execute range for, Cho'Gath moves in execute range for this K'Sante combo. But anyways, Poppy clearing out vision top side. Draka, Elsa up here. Seems like they both want to get the back on the top laners. We see Tufts trying to make a play here. This K'Sante is very tanky though. He'll go all out onto Cho'Gath. Does not manage to hit the W, but he is out with a flash. It seems like Tufts is trying to force this play even further. The J4 going back in, a bit of a dubious play right there. They see Xinjiao coming. I think there's some pings out as well, but it goes back in a little bit too late and gets picked off. We can see the mid and bot for Tufts are swapped back. I don't know if this is a great swap. I think we can see a bit of a dive coming out on the top side. These Poppy's under the wall, very good. The Xinjiao will be going down to tower here. I don't think NYU can redive this. K'Sante with no mana and no business staying there. So a nice 1-for-1. They get the shutdown onto the Xinjiao, but it also ends up going to Poppy, so not super great for Tufts either. At least a little bit of gold back. Not a completely clean dive. Trading the mid lane going pretty rough for this Ahri. At least a tower shot does come through, so kind of an even trade. But I think once Ahri ult comes back very soon, this could be very rough in the mid lane. A simple ult charm, and Ahri does look for the play. Ult comes in, and the Aura is going down. Poppy going in to try to save the day, but a little too late. And yeah, I think that's a pretty predictable play, honestly. Though maybe Tufts didn't realize the Ahri ult timer. I mean, it is very small or short early game. Poppy taking a lot of damage here. I think she'll be fine though. The redemption coming out, but yeah, Poppy will just walk her way out of there. In the bottom side, Melt is banging away on these plates here. It's really hard for Tufts to match because they keep on getting picked, to be honest. They're already going down, so hard for them to match as they need Varus and Ori to be up to match the Mel and Ahri push, who seem to have constant side push as they both have very good wave clear and kind of outrange, outpick. It's really hard for Tufts to match. They're looking for some mid. Poppy is walking into this bush, no vision. Ariel already back up, as you can see, very short timer early. They could be looking for some pick onto the Soraka, but the flash out by her. I'm going down onto J4, will be going down here. Yeah, Ari hits both sides of the Q. And Ari with the reset on her ult, able to pick up the kill on Varus as well. Pretty unfortunate play for Tufts. Shinja there in time. The play goes along too long as Ciaconna manages to flash out, and they pick up the first turret in the mid lane for NYU. And this bot turret also very low and not going to be up there. Not going to be standing for very much longer. In this top side, more trading between the two tanky boys. But honestly, not much going to come out of it. I think Tufts is looking for a bit of a cross map up top. The Poppy coming in. I mean, I think they're kind of their only play right now. They are giving Drake. Cassandra does miss the E, is going to go unstoppable here. Blocked by the top Poppy W though. Redemption coming out from the Soraka. Cassandra is knocked up. Just go all out here. Will hit the true damage onto Cho'Gath, and Cho'Gath taken down. We see the Poppy up running up to the top side. Poppy flip back, and it will be a 2-0 in kills for NYU. Again, that's kind of unfortunate from Tufts. I think if Cho'Gath had somehow managed to dodge that true damage from the Cassandra all-out W, it would have been a little bit more playable, but Soraka with the redemption and in spot lane, I mean, it's just rough for this Orianna. I think already too fed at this point, up too many items. You can see probably at least a 2,000 gold lead in this bottom side. Yeah, 3,000 gold in fact. Yeah, Orianna just very far down. I mean, also a pretty rough matchup. As soon as Arya has ult, there's very little Orianna can do unless she manages to hit a good shockwave to stop the all-in, and Orianna just goes down again. Ari sitting on 2k gold here, could be looking to almost buy a full death cap, honestly, off this base. Just go for the Spain instead. Again, I guess, going into the snowball. And this Ari is just very, very fed. Definitely a bit of a menace for Tufts. NYU will be picking up the Rift Herald here. I mean, Tufts already down almost 7k. Not much they can do to contest. I mean, it seems like maybe looking for some type of a play in the top side, but they spot Soraka there and just flag and track out from day 4. Ari has to play it very, very safe in this bottom side. We can see Orianna has to play it very safe in this bottom side. Ari already back with the ult. And so Ari cannot step for anything. The charm does miss, but honestly, it almost doesn't matter at this point. Ari chunked to half her health, and I think she'll be dead on the next rotation. Does manage to get the flash out, but it doesn't really matter at this point. Ari got kind of what she wanted. I mean, she didn't manage to get the kill, but she did burn Orianna flash, and so next rotation will kill her. Ari first back out, doesn't get the tower, but we see on this top side, Cho'Gath staying around a little too long. Cassandra managed to hit the true damage for the W, and he'll be going down too. Being talked about by NYU saying that Tufts all on the bottom side. They just got Rift Heralds, and so they're all there, able to set up their play. Orianna trying to defend this top turret right now. I don't think this is going to go very well for Tufts, to be honest. She's kind of all alone. I think we'll be forced to back off this tower and give it. Tufts is all walking over. They will pick off Shinja in the jungle, probably on the cross map. He's very tanky though. Very long time to die, and J4 will be going down here. The Cassandra unstoppable, not able to get knocked out by the Popule, and they see the Orianna just running through Tufts backline. They're getting a bit scattered here, kind of all coerced into one little area under their tower. That's a little bit desperate at this point. They managed to pick up the kill back on the Shinja, but Cho'Gath the only member left standing, and it's against 4 members of NYU. It's 20 kills to 4. That kind of describes the state of this game pretty well, as Cho'Gath will be going down shortly under tower. May be able to trade back for Cassandra, but Cassandra doesn't even go down to the last hit. This is Soraka healing, kind of disgusting at this point, along with the shields from Cassandra. And yeah, 10k gold lead at this point for NYU. This game is kind of over at this point, unfortunately for Tufts. Just a lot of things going wrong. I think their top lane was pretty solid, pretty even for a lot of the game, but not really able to have an impact on either side. But bot lane got very behind in this matchup. I think it turned out kind of rough against this Mel in bot lane, Mel Varus matchup. Mid with the RA versus Orianna. Again, I guess once RA starts snowballing with the first kill in mid lane, it's very hard for Orianna to ever match inside. Kind of just forced to group, and then Tufts always gives side push. So very hard to play on anything. They were looking for a bit of a pick here, but Xinjiao spots it out. Walking back, Tufts does not really have numbers here, to be honest. I mean, Orianna going down, very squishy now. Ari coming in for the fight. J4 will be going down shortly. NYU on the chase. They do have mid tower here, but I'm not sure it matters at this point. NYU very, very far ahead, and Cho'Gath will be going down easily. This Ari is incredibly fed. Takes 2 tower shots, but not going down. Soraka, again, very strong as well. And I think NYU can look, maybe not to end the game, but at least to take an inhib tower and possibly an inhibitor here. Seemingly they aren't going for that, going instead for the Drake, maybe the safer play. I don't think they'll be able to take this inhib turret with just Mel and Soraka. Not too much push here. Yeah, they're just going for the Drake. But again, NYU is in complete control of this game. They have all the sides pushed. Tufts can't really match either side, to be honest. Cho'Gath able to clear waves, but Ari at this point against both Cassante and Ari, Orianna just too weak at this point. Can't really match either one of them. At this point, you can see that she's pretty much a full item behind. Only with the Luden's Companion against Malignant's Lich Bane and Needlessly Large Rod. Also has an Alternator for Ari, so she's almost up to 3 items in fact. Just dominating this game with his Ari performance. I'd like to talk about ways that Tufts can get back into this game. Honestly, I'm not finding too many. We can see Otacon is up. It is Voracious Otacon, I believe. So that could be a little bit away for Tufts to get some type of fight where they TP back with their carries of Cho'Gath and Ori, I guess. And maybe get a good fight that way. But I think that's but they aren't even going to be contesting it, I don't think. I mean, they're so weak at this point. They have no setup. And anyway, just taking this down. Besides that, I mean, next Drake is up in, about 3 minutes at this point. It will probably be sold for NYU. And then I guess it would be Elder if Tufts can somehow hold on for 10 minutes. But this game, as rough as it is, Tufts down 12k gold at this point. It's looking very dubious if they can hold on for that long. I think they're going to have to be looking for some type of play with vision. Looking for some type of pick onto NYU, but NYU with this Voracious Otacon, even if Tufts doesn't manage to get a pick, it's not looking like it'll mean that much, to be honest. They give 200 gold, like 15 seconds on the respawn after the new patch, but not that much, really. And yeah, we can see NYU pushing in here, trying to get all the waves. I don't know if they'll be able to break that many turrets here. Probably bot tier 2 will be going down, but I don't know if they'll be able to break the base just yet without Baron. Tufts might still have enough wave clear to hold on. But bot tier 2 going down here, Tufts obviously can't defend it. We see the Poppy ult going down onto Cassante. Tufts looking for a bit of an engage here. He's able to hit the EQ onto Xinjiao, but going very low. The Mel ult does do a lot of damage here. And Cassante diving in the backline. We see Ari on the flank here, and Tufts is just way too far behind at this point. They do have 5 numbers of advantage there. But again, 12k gold, not much you can do against that. 30 to 4 in kills. Dominant performance by NYU, and Tufts will be losing the game here. Bit of an unfortunate game, honestly. Just a lot of unfortunate timings in the early game, and pretty dominant performance by NYU bot lane means that Tufts is out of this game very early, and we'll hope they can try to come back in game 2. But yeah, this will be NYU 1-0 to Tufts. Okay, and we are on to draft for the second game of Tufts A versus NYU. NYU with a pretty convincing performance in the first game, but Tufts looking to turn him back with this next game. Tufts trying to ban out a lot of carry junglers. I think just trying to stay with the same strategy that has game one. Not really adapting that much to the Graves, Kindred ban, going to ban out the Mel as well. The Mel was somewhat of a menace that game, made bot lane pretty unplayable for the Varus of Tufts. So understandable ban right there. NYU trying to ban out the support pool of the Tufts support, his main champions being the Skarner and Nautilus support. Skarner a bit of a flex between support and jungle as well. Again, a strong ban. Could be looking to ban out maybe a ADC or mid laner here, ban out the Pantheon here. Interesting. I think this is something that the Tufts jungler has been playing. Pantheon jungle, a strong pick right now. So makes sense, I guess, that NYU looking to ban it out. And Tufts will go back for the Varus. I think this is their ADC's main pick, and it's kind of his comfort pick. He did play our last game, was pretty rough in laning against the Mel. So, but looking to run it back, perhaps with a better matchup, could be a strong pick. I mean, he has had good performance line in the past. NYU, maybe with another mage counter pick, we'll find out in the bot lane. On one, NYU looking to pick up the Yasuo. I suppose could also go ADC. Yasuo and Navarez kind of, I guess, would work a lot like Mel, to be honest, with the wind wall, able to reflect. Yasuo is quite an interesting pick. NYU, I don't know what type of synergy you're looking for. I personally am looking for the Yasuo Zac synergy with the intensive knockouts, but they go with the Yasuo Senna. I've chosen the variation on the Senna Neela lane, but definitely an interesting pickup here for NYU. I'm assuming this Yasuo is going ADC, but I guess it could also be flexed over in mid lane. I'm not sure what the NYU mid laner's pool is. But Yasuo, yeah, that's an interesting pick, to be sure. Tufts on the other side, I like the Leona here picked up. Definitely good point and click CC is very, very strong into Yasuo as he's a melee ADC. So not much spacing he can do against Leona. Ult also coming down isn't blocked by Windwall. I think other pick that Tufts is probably looking for is their jungler here. Probably back on a J4, honestly. Tufts probably running a very similar team comp last game. Heavy engage, looking for picks. Volibear instead makes sense. Another one of their junglers main picks. Again, same thing as last game. Good pick comp. Some dueling. Not as much wombo combo team fight for Tufts. NYU heroes of Yasuo Senna. I'd like to see some like type of knock-up synergy. I don't know what would really work with that. Probably looking for a jungle pick here. Wukong actually be a crazy pick here for NYU. I'm not sure if they're going for it. Seems like they're just going for like Asante. A lot of 200 years champs, to be honest. Heard a lot of people complaining about all three of the picks in NYU's pool, but they are just playing it safe with the Asante here. I don't think Tufts will be flexing the Volibear top, but I guess I could theoretically. I don't think that's I think that's an okay matchup in Asante, but not completely sure. But Asante a very safe pick. Will just be solid in the top lane, and given last game, I think that worked out very well for NYU, playing safe in the top and then able to win through bot. Plus banning out Silas as last game. Seems like they should be banning out mid laners here. Could be looking to ban out. Yeah, they ban out the Ori here. NYU again does need some AP, possibly. I mean, Tufts is kind of tanky. The Volibear a little tanky, Leona, but they don't really build that many armor items, or aren't that much heavy armor items, I guess. So I'm not sure how much NYU does need this, and they do for the Wukong. I'm a big fan of that pick. I really like the Wukong here for NYU. Good disruption, and yeah, it kind of offers what NYU really wants, which is some setup for the Yasuo, dive into the backline, kind of getting their team all into the fight. I'm a big fan of the Wukong here. Tufts could go for anti-engage here, but it's really hard to go for anti-engage against Wukong. I think this Cho'Gath a safe pick against Asante. Top wasn't really a problem last game for Tufts. Very even on both sides, so I think this Cho'Gath is a strong pick here. And probably from mid lane, Tufts looking for some type of. I mean, it would be nice to get some type of pick-based mid laner. Um, Aurora could be okay. Syndra also fine. Tufts is leaning very heavy AP here, to be honest. Could be a bit of a problem if the game gets later. Varus kind of split damage. Volley definitely leaning AP. Cho'Gath heavily AP. Syndra obviously AP as well. And NYU can kind of pick any AP mid laner here they really want. They honestly they don't really need an AP mid laner either. I think a lot of poke mages could be okay into Syndra. They looks like they're looking for the Azir. I think that's a okay matchup. Not so much of a fan, but it seems like they are going for kind of that wombo combo team fight with Wukong Azir diving the backline instead of good Yasuo ults, and then Cassante just playing the safe face checking role. Senna obviously with the heals. NYU's team comp, I like a fair bit. Tufts team comp, I think it can work. They do have some pick potential, but I'm not a big fan of how much AP they have. And yeah, we'll see how when we get into the game. I don't know. I think NYU might have a bit too much disrupt for how much for PL Tufts really has. Okay, and we're back, everyone, into game 2 between Tufts A and NYU in CLOL. You can see on the top side, NYU going for an invade. It gets they spot the ward from Volleybear, but aren't able to take it down. They could be going for some type of split map, I guess, with the lane swap, if they're being really creative. But it does seem like the Yasuo and Senna heading back bot lane, so we'll get standard lanes this game. We have seen some lane swaps in Tufts A games though before, so that could have been a interesting change up, but not going for it. So just standard lanes, both junglers pathing towards bot. I think Volleybear is a stronger duelist early than Wukong does more AP damage, and Wukong's passive only breaks against armor, so it helps a lot. Additionally, Volleybear does a lot of chunk damage. We can see some trade damage in the bot lane, the exhaust coming out from Yasuo. A lot of trading here at bot, but I think NYU is winning out in the end. They have a Q3 on Yasuo, misses it, goes completely wide. Some trading back from Varus. But the center with the grass, people take a pretty dominant stance in lane. Leona and Varus playing pretty passively here. Senna walking up again, getting more procs of her passive in grasp. Senna just playing very aggro here. Seems pretty rough for the Tufts bot lane to play this right now. And NYU with a push, Tufts just stuck under turret. I think once Tufts hits level 2 here with Leona, they could be looking to trade a bit harder back onto this Yasuo if he ever does step up. Same thing for Senna if she ever caught with a Leona E. Could be rough, but as we see on the top side, some trading between Cho'Gath and Cassante. I mean, Cho'Gath with push. That's just kind of what he does as a champion. Nothing much there. NYU still with the push in bot lane. I mean, Varus with, Yasuo with a lot of push early with his EQs onto the wave. And yeah, Tufts just kind of stuck under tower as last game. The rest of the map, we can see that Volleybear is a little bit faster on the clear than Wukong. So will be faster toward those bot side, especially considering his bot lane is pushed in. So it could be a look for a gank here. But there is some vision by the NYU bot lane, and they do back off smartly. Volleybear in a bit of a bad situation here. Probably will not be able to pick up this crab right now. The Leona E going a little bit wide. And yeah, he's rooted up here, Wukong coming in for the gank. Volleybear in a bad situation here is able to E and get out. But, I mean, this crab will be going down. I think Volleybear is forced to base. And he could almost be getting double crabbed here. I think he'll be fast enough to at least contest for the second one. But Wukong does have bot prio, and is probably looking for a gank mid coming up. Let's go for the reset. Seems like he's crossing through mid, and we might have a bit of a skirmish in the top side for this scuttle. Volleybear running straight there. The Cho'Gath pushing her tower, some trading in the bot lane as well right here. We see the Leona all in coming out, the Knight going down onto Yasuo. Varus going in for the kill, goes for the E, and this is first blood going down to Tufts. The Senna going low, and Varus manages to pick up the double kill. A lot more of a convincing performance out of the Tufts bot lane there, and a nice all-in by the Leona, knowing her limits right there. And though the top scuttle does go down to Wukong, as, I mean, he's got mid push and top push, this is a bit of an advantage for the Tufts bot lane, so at least they're able to pick up something off of it. And show a 1k gold lead for Tufts in the early game off those 2 kills. Definitely a much better performance by the bot lane early. And with the reset, we see Varus picking up the Fiendish Codex. So this will be a AP Varus game. I think this is probably what he needs, to be honest, but it's a bit unfortunate for their team comp. That's very heavy AP, and AP Varus building Nashor's Tooth first likely does not help that very much. but I mean, playing on it Varus into the dive threat of Wukong. And we can see Volley Bear from the hit cinematic, the call, will be going low in this mid lane here. Syndra from Gods also going down in the play. I think a bit of a bait from the Volley Bear there, unfortunately, and Syndra does pay for his sins. Volley Bear here stuck collecting mid wave. And yeah, just unfortunate for Tufts. Syndra going down. It's going to be very rough in this mid lane, as in last game. Syndra down 13 CS already. The kill going over to Yasuo will help even up this bot lane up a little bit as well. As it looks right now, Tufts is giving grubs, and if they get Volley Bear over here pretty fast, they could look for a dive onto this Yasuo. I think Volley Bear needs to run here right now, though. Volley Bear a little bit slow. The grubs are going down. I think he just needed to be there on that bot wave. Maybe they have enough time on this next wave, but with Senna coming over here, I don't think they have a play. We can see a little bit of skirmish from the bot side. Leona going in on Senna. But hits the E onto Yasuo. Yasuo could be going down here. We have the Volley Bear coming in, hits a stun, and that is the Feats of Warfare claimed for Tufts. A little bit late to the play, but it still works out for Tufts' side. I think Yasuo and Senna kind of overplaying it there for NYU's side. Their jungler's top side, they don't know where Syndra is on the map, and they still try to play it. So, at least some kills for Tufts, even if they grubs to go down, and they can pick up the Drake in return. So, more convincing early game battle. As for the top side, same match as last game, to be honest. Cho'Gath versus K'Sante, not that much happening up there. Again, two tanky boys. We see it all. A little bit of an all-in on the bot side. Varus versus Yasuo. This will be canceling Varus' base, but we do see the Leona E coming out onto Senna over here in the back line. Varus with a flash in, looking for the trade back. We can see Leona trying to block for Varus desperately. Hits the E back on to him, and I think this is very close in the bot lane. I think Yasuo goes down, surprisingly. We see Leona with a flash out, and that's a very nice pickup for Tufts. Varus with no mana, unable to force the wave in, and then a kind of healthy under turret. So Tufts will be losing a lot of CS here, but able to pick up the kill. And as we can see on the top side, we see a Volley here with the gank. We see the Unstoppable coming out by K'Sante, and I think Volley Birch is very dead here. Tries to ult out, but he's just taking down. Good read by the Wukong on the counter gank, and K'Sante will be picking up this kill. K'Sante already with the no matching mantle as well. As we can see, he's trying to stack MR. Probably with the Koenig Rucker first item. This will be a very tanky K'Sante. In the mid lane, we have Azir from the hit cinematic. Heavy as the crown, facing off against Syndra from Gods. And this is pretty rough for Syndra, to be honest. Down to almost 20 CS at this point. Getting pushed in her tower, just with the TV back, so at least she won't die on the sequence. But pretty rough in mid lane for Tufts. I think they will be needing to play for their strong side bot this game, with the Varus almost taking over Nash's Tooth. Could be looking for some type of one-shots onto Senna or Yasuo if they walk up too far. Some brief issues, but we're back in the mid lane. Azir taking down to very little mana, but still kind of stuck in lane. I mean, does have a DP back, so we're pretty even. We see Leona E coming out onto Yasuo in the bot lane. Hits the stun, and Yasuo stunned up again by the second Leona Q. We'll be going down to the Varus E right there. And this is what Tufts is really looking for to play around their bot side. Varus probably taking over to a full Nashor's Tooth here, so very strong in this early game will be his first item. But this top side looking pretty rough for Tufts. This K'Sante with the Spectre's Cowl and Megatron Cloak picked up. It'll have Mechanic Recurrent completed pretty soon, and just too much MR for Cho'Gath to really do anything against at this point. Syndra and Volibear are kind of looking towards the top side, but I mean, can we see an all-in by Ciaconna here? Cho'Gath with the Q to stop the rest of the all-in, but will be forced to back in TP here. If he has TP. I think he has TP up. Okay. We see that Tufts has swapped their bot lane mid, probably looking to contest these grubs. We see Cho'Gath TPing bot here. That's a bit interesting because Yasuo is on the move. Tufts with a bit of an all-in onto this Cassante early. Cassante not with the ult here. I think he'll be taken down. The Syndra ult comes in. Cassante is still living for a very long time. Volibear stuck in the pit will be going down as well. And kind of a 1-for-1 trade for Tufts. I think they will need to get these grubs though. The jungler is down and we see Yasuo moving over. Tufts kind of still trying to play the fight though. Syndra chunked on the back side. It will be forced to burn the flash. Volibear really out of position here. We could see Azir looking for a road, and he finds the road. Faker, what was that? And Azir taking down Varus right here. Yeah, just kind of rough trading here. This is Varus from Gods, so a bit rough. Unfortunately, unlike Worlds, this was not Kumayushi's Varus gliding 1v2, and he's just hit with the shuffle, taken down. Rough position by him there. Kind of stuck in a bit of a hard place. We see Volibear on the clear, still here. Trying to look towards the bot side. We see NYU has mismatched lanes now. Cho'Gath and Leona trying to look for this kill on Cassante, but I don't think they'll manage to get him down. Ooh, the cute flash missing from Yasuo. Syndra with the second Q dodged, and this is a good pickup for Tufts. A bit of interesting Yasuo gameplay there. That was quite a sight to see, but we can comment Syndra with the nice dodges there as well. So that's the picked up by Tufts, and that kind of prevents NYU's cross map here with Cassandra on the weak side. Seems like Tufts is looking towards this Drake. They do not have the Syndra TP, and it seems like NYU is all running there. We could be seeing a pretty big skirmish popping out soon. I think Tufts is going to need to get this and get out. They do have a Cho'Gath eat. Leona looking for an engage on this Azir, the shuffle coming out, the Varus ult missing, and I think Tufts will need to run as fast as they can out of here. Volibear caught in backside. The combo I was looking for right there, the Wukong ult into Yasuo ult coming out, and Volibear will be going down. Syndra maybe picking up play on the top side. Gets a little bit back, but she is still pretty far down even after that kill onto Yasuo. Could be worse. I think she's kind of overstaying a lot here. Does not have that much vision in River and will be collapsed on here. Very big overstay by Syndra. I mean, no vision and still staying on the map there. Pretty greedy. And she'll be taken down shortly. Kill going over to Wukong, who's starting to snowball pretty hard. 3-0, picking with the Triforce. Good roll on mid lane. Varus without the ult, so kind of weak as an AP Varus, but the Yasuo will win while doing a lot of work in this trade as well. The Q flash coming in from Volibear, a bit of an overextend. I think his bot lane wasn't completely clear on the play or backing up. The Yasuo Q coming out of 2 members of Tufts. But in the end, no one ended up going down. Volibear and Leona on 1 HP though, and will be forced back. And bottom and top side here, we can see that there's a mismatch of lanes, so mid laners against top laners. I think with Cho'Gath and Cassante being 2 tanky boys, nothing much should happen here. A bit too tanky for Azir and Syndra to kill it in this early game. Syndra much more burst mage, not that much damage, and Cassante and Azir without Leandries, not that much tank killing power. Leona keeps on looking on this mid wave. I think this is where Tufts needs to play around. It's just looking to kill this Yasuo and Senna, who seem to have kind of overstepped a lot. Yasuo with 5 deaths at this point, already halfway to his 10 death towers power spike. Good play by him. But Tufts just needs to keep on playing around that. Yasuo with the board completed though is still kind of strong, surprisingly, as that item is very powerful. And yep, this is what I was talking about. Tufts is looking for this play. Leona coming down, the Varus ult to follow. We see the Cho'Gath E coming out, and there we go. That's what Tufts needed. That is their play. Keeping constant pressure on mid lane, preventing Yasuo and Senna from getting back into the game, and hoping that the Azir and Wukong, who are the main threats for NYU, aren't able to really carry this game. But we do see Azir getting a big chunk out of this bot turret. Cho'Gath will be here. Can I click the X wave though? So it does not go down. And Tufts looking for this Rift Herald right here. Game is still pretty hard for Tufts, even with 9 kills. We can see they are still down 1k gold. But with this Rift Herald picked up shortly, I don't think NYU's will be in time to contest. They will be able to hopefully break mid turret. So that'll be a bit of gold coming back over. And we're back up to the top side. We can see how the Syndra Cassandra matchup is going, or rather not going, as both sides focus on clearing minions, really kind of ignoring each other. Cho'Gath smartly not playing up here, just taking the reset, looking for a bit of a through-lane gank. As we've seen mid lane, Yasuo stepping up to hit the mid lane tower. I think he'll be safe here, honestly. Leona with a bit of a chain CC, but Volibear is in time with a stun back. Yasuo will be going down, and Tufts with a trade back kill does take down the mid lane tower though. But I think Tufts is looking for a cross map here. On the bot lane side, Azir looking for a road, but the flash out by Syndra prevents the kill. And Tufts looks for this mid lane tower with the Rift Herald crash. Bit hard for them to look for that much more, to be honest, with this Wukong being as strong as he is. Triforce completed, has a Phage as well in tow. And kind of just like last game, it is these side lanes that are the trouble point for Tufts. Unable to really get much push where Cho'Gath versus Cassandra. And in the bottom side, again, these mid lane matchup looking pretty rough for Tufts. With Syndra being an immobile mage into Azir, who's always faster than the move and has kill threat with his ult whenever it comes up. The stun coming out onto this Wukong right here, but Tufts not with that much damage right here. The ult invested goes onto Senna. We can see the stun coming back onto Wukong. The volley he will not hit, but still going for Wukong right here. Wukong left on 1 HP right here. The volley chasing with Q. I don't know if he'll be fast enough, to be honest. Is taken down shortly. Very unfortunate, bit of an overchase there. Syndra TPing back in. I think Tufts is just trying to defend this Drake. Syndra and Varus bit out of position, but Azir taken down. This Cho'Gath, one tanky boy, walking into all 3 members of NYU. Unfortunately, just chain CC'd up. Leona kind of out of this fight as well, no mana. Not that much health either. And NYU turns back over to the Drake. Seems like Tufts is still going for the soft contest at least, though. But all the members of NYU are fairly healthy. And they do have the jungler up. But Tufts Volibear has respawned, so could be looking for a bit of an extended play, a bit of a chase. Senna with a lot of plate stacks on her. Cassandra looking for the Pathmaker onto Leona here. Leona rooted up. Could be going down soon, but we see the Volibear coming to save the day with the flip back from Cassandra though. Leona running out with 1 HP, and Volibear just a really unfortunate sequence for him, to be honest. There it goes from dying in right under bot tier 1 to dying there again. We can see the Cho'Gath caught by Yasuo ult, but does manage to stay alive again. Part still completed. Pretty tanky. But this will mean that NYU gets full pressure over the top side. And NYU has kind of managed to break the game here. Going from a pretty even game state, Tufts down maybe 1,000 to kind of spiraling here, 2.5k down for Tufts. Not completely lost yet, certainly. Tufts does have a little bit to play for, but missing that Drake right there. Tufts only on 2 Drakes instead of 3, which would have been soul points. They could force stuff off that. Game is looking pretty rough for Tufts to play. Fortunately for Tufts, they do at least have one strong member in this Varus, 6-1, 2 items completed, 2.5 to be honest. And as we see the zoom in, this is Tufts carry. The one and only Devin on the Varus from the hit cinematic as we fall. Go to cinematic, I've heard. And looking to carry this game all by himself. Or with a little bit of help from Leona, to be sure. Leona is also doing very well this game. Picks on the mid lane. But I think this is going to be on the top bot lane to carry this game. Cho'Gath very tanky as well, but not too much of a carry threat, to be honest. As we're in a bit of a slow point for the game, I think we should talk about the scaling for the two teams. I think Tufts will always have to play around this pick threat. So in late game team fights, if they're fighting objectives, I think it'll kind of favor NYU. They do have a lot of dive threat in combo off of the Wukong Yasuo ults. Again, also with Zero diving in the backline, NYU has a lot of damage. But I do think this Cho'Gath will be pretty tanky. And if, Zero with the Leander he's picked up, will be able to melt him eventually, but he does scale pretty well too, so it could be a bit of a threat. I'm trading on the top side onto Leona, who's trying to get vision. Plus being getting a bit choked out here without vision, but not much they can do about that, to be honest. And we see NYU turning over to the Otacon, plus with no vision on this now, but I think they do know it's happening. And they do get a ward down, so at least in the future. This is Voracious Otacon as well, the GA one. So, very powerful buff, though it's been nerfed a lot, so not sure how much it is worth contesting. But I think Tufts might need to contest it right here. Otacon does do a lot of damage and reduces MR and armor significantly, so I think it would be worth it for Tufts to contest here. It seems like they're just giving though, but I think this might be one of their last chances back into the game, to be honest, as we can see Leona just making it out there. Azir does not find any road. In fact, he finds mostly a cul-de-sac. A dead end, if you will. Yeah, Tufts trading for the mid turret, but I mean, kind of a bad trade in the end. This is the Voracious Otacon has been nerfed a fair bit, so it does give 200 gold now here, and 15 seconds respawn time as well on the recent patch, so not super powerful, but will make it more difficult for Tufts to play for these shutdowns, particularly onto Wukong here. As for the next objective spawning, we can see this Drake will be up pretty soon. That's probably where Tufts will contest. I think the Drake stacking might be their last hope for the game, or one of their ways to come back into this game. I mean, picking up a third Drake for Soul Point would be nice. The waves are kind of pushed in, so at least they don't have that much threat of getting run down on the top side. But looking for some vision here is pretty rough. They have Leona frontlining with Cho'Gath, getting the Heartsteel proc onto this Yasuo right here. We see the Pathmaker coming in for Santa here, driving to the backline. Vera's going down very low, caught on the backside with Wukong. Cho'Gath's kind of 1v5 here, and we see the shuffle going on down onto Valia as well. And rough fight for Tufts. 3 members taken down, and with Syndra and Leona being the last 2 members, it'll be hard for them to even hold this mid turret. As Wukong just takes down this Drake. I wonder if NYU will be looking towards this dive here. Seems like they're backing off. Probably going to try to set up for Baron, which has just come up. It started to spawn really late now, 25 minutes. But with Varus down, Volibear still just respawning right now. and Cho'Gath also just respawning. This Baron could be going down. Seems like they're going for a turn though. They get a big chunk onto the Syndra here, who will be going down as well. Cho'Gath and Volibear trying to enter the fight here. We see Varus as a main DPS in the back line. We get the stun onto Cassante, but Baron does go down in the meantime. So Tufts unable to get a kill back, and also Syndra taking down in the fight. So it can be very difficult for them to defend. I think Syndra is a lot of their ways clear. Volibear back to taking camps. I mean, he is 50 CS down, so pretty rough game for Volibear right here. Again, as a jungler in a game that's pretty hard, this is a rough experience for him. A lot of your camps just get stolen, and there's not much you can do about it. But at least he'll pick up his Prugs and red buff right here. Though NYU is going to be looking for this mid lane turret pretty soon, so I think they're looking for just keeping mid push while they look for a play on the top side. Wukong just backing here. NYU a little bit slow on the map right now. I mean, not really able to get a pick. Mid turret goes down. They're matching Syndra into Cassante, which I think is a necessary matchup for Tufts, as I think Syndra just dies against Azir in side lane, so at least Syndra can kind of clear the wave against Cassante. But NYU looking to take down all 3 outer turrets right here. I don't know if there's that much stuff can do against that, to be honest. They have constant pressure in bot lane with Cassante, who's pretty unkillable at this point. And seems like NYU is looking to overload top side as well. So nice macro with them. Bot lane turret taken down. Top lane turret with a cannon, Baron buff minion pounding away at this top tower. And we see the Varus moving up top lane as well. Seems like Tufts is looking to defend this last turret, last outer. But NYU is playing it slow. They get the Zir here. It'll be a 4v4 on this top side with Sonic moving over. We can see NYU looking for the play, and that's what I was looking for. The Wukong ult into the Varus onto the 4 members of Tufts, and it's very well played by NYU. They get the wombo combo they were looking for. And Syndra goes down in the backside as well. And unfortunately, this will be Tufts losing this game right here. Seems like a very promising game out of the early game with Varus getting a bit of a lead. But the rest of the map kind of fell apart in the mid-game with some unfortunate fights. And this will be NYU taking the game right here. 2-0 series for NYU. And thank you for watching. Rough series by Tufts, but we will see you next time.